Minasan konnichiwa und willkommen. And today I'm doing another reading for you guys. But this time it's going to be my take on Charles Dickens' classic tale, A Christmas Carol. But instead of the traditional old-fashioned way like Charles Dickens did in his classic tale, my take is going to be in the California hood, somewhere in the west side of Los Angeles, California. Let's begin, shall we? Once upon a time, in the west side of Los Angeles, California, lives a miserable old miser named M.C. Scrooge. You know, pretty much like MC Hammer from the 90s. But MC Scrooge is portrayed by Paul Lynde. Like, what are you gonna do with it? I know what I'm doing. I handle stuff like this all the time. And MC Scrooge pretty much owned a radio station that played everything from classical music to Latino pop music. So it's pretty much a variety station. And from death metal to gangsta rap. Okay, everyone. This is another great tune you're about to listen to today. And it's actually Baby One More Time by Britney Spears. I hope you enjoy this one. And MC Scrooge, which is pretty much my take on Ebenezer Scrooge, but more modernized, was very stingy and very picky about his music. Le musique, das Musik, Musik, la Musica. After his job at the radio station was finished for the day, he basically went to his hiding quarters, counting his money and his oversized ratings. And yeah, you can tell that MC Scrooge was pretty much one of the richest men in America after the Kardashians and Steven Spielberg. And of course, Haim Saban and Martin Scorsese. And the young guy who was working in his post was a very young, energetic dude named Bob Cratchit, just like in the original tale. Merry Christmas, MC Scrooge. What's so merry about it? Christmas is just another work. It's just a day to be lazy. And what are you doing with that coal? MC Scrooge, I was just trying to warm myself up. You know darn well that heat costs money. Let's face it, time is money. You better work overtime or you're fired. Yes, sir. I'll get back to work right away, sir. Good. Now it's time to try and chillax with my selection of great Tchaikovsky tunes. And then an unexpected visitor showed up. And it was actually MC Scrooge's nephew, Master Ted. As in like Master Fred, like in the original story.
Ah, good day, Uncle. How's your work coming along?
Great. The ratings are extremely high up. And MC Scrooge was basically giving his nephew Ted a lecture on the importance of music and money. Música y dinero.
Uncle Scrooge, perhaps tomorrow I'd like to invite you to my Christmas party. We are gonna be jamming up some Katy Perry up in this house, yeah.
What's so great about Katy Perry? She's just really talentless and has no thought put into her music compared to the great Tchaikovsky.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Well, to be really honest with you, Christmas is just another excuse to be lazy. It's like a man boiled up in his own pudding.
Maybe I better get out of here.
Yeah, you better. Or otherwise you'll be joining Cratchit. As night was falling, MC Scrooge basically somewhat wished Bob Cratchit a somewhat Merry Christmas. Feliz Navidad, Joyeux Noël, Frohe Weihnachten, Gut Jul, Feliz Natal, Bon Natale. Remember, Cratchit, be here at exactly 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, which would be 5 o'clock Wisconsin time. Right away, sir. I promise I won't be late, amigo. Yeah, you better. So, MC Scrooge was pretty much driving in his 1994 Chevrolet Pontiac while listening to some Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart on his way back to his crib. You know, something like you see on MTV Cribs. And MC Scrooge started seeing hallucinations. Pretty much the ghost of his former business partner, Jacob Marley, portrayed by George Carlin. Like, maybe they're in that Cirque du Soleil or something. Scrooge! My hearing must be off a bit. But ghosts are nothing but fantasies and fiction. Suppose I better get into the kitchen and fix me up some SpaghettiOs with meatballs. Yep, that was one of MC Scrooge's favorite meals to eat. And that'd be SpaghettiOs with meatballs, which he eats like 2 cans at a time. And I mean 2 cans at a time. And MC Scrooge pretty much ate his SpaghettiOs with meatballs cold, the way I do. And then Jacob Marley pretty much appeared out of nowhere. Scrooge! Who the heck are you? Don't you remember me? Your old business partner, Jacob Marley.
Wait. Jacob Marley? We used to rob from the AMC theaters together.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. And robbing from the KFCs and the Burger Kings and the Dairy Queens. Yeah, those were some good times, dude. But I have come to give you a warning.
What warning, Jacob?
At 12 a.m., you'll be visited by the Audrey Hepburn Ghost of Christmas Past. And then at 2, you'll be visited by the John Goodman Ghost of Christmas Present. And then at 4, you'll be encountered by the Ghost of Christmas Yet to Come. And our greed really cost my death. I was forced to live with these chains for all eternity. So if you don't want to end up like me, Scrooge, you're gonna heed their advice.
Really must have been the really bad cans of SpaghettiOs with meatballs. I'm going to bed. Wake me up when something good happens. While turning on the stereo with some good Giuseppe Verdi on the radio from a rival station. So MC Scrooge pretty much was pretty much sleeping in his bed. And as Jacob Marley predicted, the Audrey Hepburn Ghost of Christmas Past appeared out of nowhere to give Scrooge a lesson from his past. Or as the Brits pronounce it, Scrooge's past. Okay, that should be the end of part 1 of my Christmas Carol reading. Stay tuned for part 2 as I continue the story. And I'll be right back after these messages, so stay tuned. And don't touch that dial.